Okay.
Jennifer's on. Wendy's here.
Is it Tanya or Tanya? How do you say it? Oh,
It's Tanya.
Tanya. Okay. You're like, just Tanya. Tanya,
It's just spelled
Wendy, Krista, Jennifer, Michelle, Ashley, Karen. Okay. And then I know Heather Goodwin because she won and got to be flown out here to Savvy, as did Jill. And it's always amazing when you get to come out here and we get to form those connections. So I hope the rest of you get to come out for a Fashion Friday soon. Okay. So these are your runners. That's what you say, Jill, right? Yep. Okay. So I'm going to open up the chat. Hold on here. Okay, good. So feel free to unmute, ask me questions, put a question in the chat, whatever you want. But my first thing is I just want to hear from you guys, not Jill. Are you a runner? Are you like, I want to run? I put a 1 in the comment. If you're like, I'm here for the business, I'm going to work this business. I'm going to do whatever it takes. Like I have big goals. Like you want to create leverage here at Savvy and really maximize this. If that's you, put a 1. Heather's like, it's so funny. The girls that always come out for Fashion Friday, when I ask a question, it's always like, like 10 times, like, I'm like, okay, I got it. I love it. Okay. And then if you're like, I just want to do this casually, maybe get a few customers, like do it slow, put a 2 in the comment, which is totally fine. If that's you. Anybody? No 2s. Karen, I don't see your number. Sure. Karen's like, oh shit, I'm on the spot. Okay. The reason I ask is because any way you want to build is fine. Permission granted be you, but I always like to know who I'm speaking to, because the conversation that I like to have on these calls, these team huddles, as Jill called it, is different than I would speak to our entire community. Because I love our community. I love anyone, regardless of rank. I love everyone, regardless of community. Everyone contributes here and makes Savvy who we are. And that's important to our existence as a community and as a community-based brand. But when someone says to me, I want to grow this business and take this brand around the world, like that's a different conversation, right? And it takes a different conversation, and it takes a different Jen. So you're going to get that Jen tonight. So, and I want to give you guys all the secrets and tips and help you guys. So if you have not put a number and you're a number 2, I hope I don't freak you out, but you're allowed to be however you are, or however you want to build. Okay. The reason I bring it up is because, like, if you're a number 1 and you want to build the business, you need leverage. I'm just going to be honest. You need leverage. I had a friend who was a yoga instructor. She taught a class. She made money. I then had a friend that started Core Power Yoga, right? Trevor and his buddy, Michael, they started Core Power Yoga and they had chains, and then it went around the country. Like that's a different income stream than the one that was teaching a yoga class. One has leverage, one doesn't, right? So I knew a friend that was a real estate agent. I knew one that was a broker. The one that was the broker that was still selling the houses and had all the agents made way more money than the person that was just selling the houses. One has leverage, one doesn't. Both can be successful. If you want to be successful at the level of having that leverage and having that quick success and building a business and you have big goals, leverage is the way to do it. Because if you want 10 customers, we all need customers. You can get 10 customers, or you can get 10 brand partners who each get 10 customers. Now you have 100. Make sense? So the income changes. The influence changes. The number of lives you can touch changes. Like this isn't just about get more customers, make more money. If you're here because you want to make a difference in the lives of others, do you want to make the difference in the lives of 10 customers or 100 customers? Right? You can serve more people and help more people with more reach by creating leverage. So this industry, if you don't already know it, is the most amazing industry there is. Nowhere else can you get leverage without having some crazy unique skill set or a lot of money, right? Usually you'd have a lot of money or a unique skill set to be able to create leverage. But with network marketing, you can come in, and if you have grit, you got some hustle, you can do it, because it takes effort, but it's easy, right? I will always say this is the easiest business there is. It's easy, but not effortless. Okay. It's easy, but not effortless. So it's going to take effort. It's going to take work. It's network marketing. It's not net wish marketing, net hope marketing. It's network marketing. But the work that you do is easy, and it's simple, and it's fun, and it's fulfilling, and it's all about being of service. And, but it does take that work. So I want you guys to recognize that whatever it is you want here, I don't care what it is. Like you could be like, I want to stay home with my kids. You can be like, I want to get a Sprinter van and travel like Jill. You can be like, like whatever it is that you want to, that's me. Like I have that on my bucket list. So whatever it is that you want, you can create. People have done it. People are doing it. Okay. You can create lifestyle income here. It's been done. So I just want you to know it can be done. It is possible. So what does it take? It takes you just doing the work. It doesn't take a special personality. Look at all the different personalities of top income earners. It doesn't take a special timing because you are actually in the best time right now. We have less than half of our founding positions, our pioneer partner positions are open. I mean, you guys, like this is the time to run. We've made it through our 2-year mark. So we've gone through the bumps. Like we're like, okay, what am I clothing? How are we going to do that? What connections do we have? Let's start reaching out. Like now we're like, we know who makes our clothing. We know where we get it. We have the connections. We're built for scalability. We can go global. Like we've come so far in 2 years. Right now, we still have a long way to go. But like, people look at a brand, $1 billion brand, and they always say, oh, I wish I was in the beginning. And I'm like, do you though? Like, do you though? Because we are growing faster now than the $1 billion brands that Ken was a part of when he started with them. Look at that for perspective. Where we are. So Ken built in USANA. It's $1 billion brand. He was there, one of the first 5 people in the room. And as fast as we're growing, that was faster than they were growing in the beginning. And we have something unique, and we have clothing, and we have heart. And like literally, guys, you are in the best possible position in this community, in this brand, in this company, in this team. And I want you to recognize it and know that this work is service. This work is helping others. And that will take all the stress out of it for you. Like that'll take all the stress out of it for you. Because like you always probably heard me say, when you're nervous, be of service, right? When you're nervous, be of service. Want to make a difference in the lives of others. Want to help people. Like service mindset. That's totally right. People are like, I don't want to bother. I'm like, guys, there's people praying for this. There's people looking for this. There's people that want to look cute in clothing, that want community, that want friends like you, that want to make money, that want whatever. And it's not your choice to decide for them. Don't choose for them. That's such the biggest disservice you can ever do somebody. Like, let them decide, like give them that freedom. They could be sitting at home hoping for something like this. And you're sitting across from them like, should I tell them? Should I not? Tell them. And then let them decide. That's it. Wendy, I don't know if this is for you or not. I have fallen in love, totally crushing hard on this athleisure brand. I love the community. You're wearing the clothing anyway. I want you to check out this brand. When do you have 20 minutes? It may be for you, it may not be for you. I have no idea. I just want you to check it out and see for yourself. Then you can decide if it resonates. Like, be light about it. Be insouciant. It's like, I don't care. It's up to you. It's Wendy's decision, not mine. Right? It's Christine's decision. It's Emily's decision. It's not mine. It's theirs. So be light about it, but recognize that every single person you don't tell, somebody else is telling. And every person you don't tell, they could be sitting at home praying for something like this. I can't tell you how many people tell me this was an answer to my prayers, right? Or I asked the universe for something like this, right? And I'm like, yeah, like pay that forward. Pay that forward. There's people that are like, Karen, yes, Karen. She's like, I found the chat. I love that. Jill said it was an answered prayer for her. Oh my goodness, guys. Let people choose. Imagine someone never told you, Jill. Imagine. Like someone would have the courage, had the care to just say, I don't know, check it out. It's for you or it's not. Your choice. There's no perfect invitation, right? So I guess I want you guys to realize that you're in the right company, you're in the right industry, you're in the right timing. It couldn't be better. You have like everything you need to help others. When you bring them here, it's not going to be like, ooh, that's icky. It's not going to be like, oh, that wasn't what I thought it was. It's like, wow, this is a killer community. The clothing's great. Wow, I like this. Can I? Of course you can do it. Other people are doing it. It's, do you want to do it? Are you willing to do it? To have something others don't have, you must be willing to do the work others won't do. And a lot of people don't like to work hard. They don't like grit. They don't like to be consistent. They don't have discipline. They want to go to a job, clock in, and get paid for the time they put in. You don't get paid for time here. You get paid for results. Results take more work. People have jobs all the time and get no results, but they're paid for their time. And then they get fired and they go to the next job and they're paid for their time. You don't get paid for your time. You get paid for your results. But guess what? Your results pay you over and over and over and over again. And your time, when it's gone, it's gone. So it's kind of like you can look at it as a negative or you can look at it as a positive. To me, I look at it as a positive, but that's me. I'm a relentless optimist, right? So if it's like, you don't get paid for your time. I've been putting in so much time. I'm like, that's great. You get paid for your results. So whatever you need to go through to like get the results, it's worth it because that result's going to pay you over and over and over again, and you're going to get leverage. Right? So enough about the belief about why you're here. I think you guys all know that. I want to give you guys some tips, but ask any questions you want because I have the chat open. Okay, I'll give you guys my 3 tips. Type them for you guys. Those are the 3 things I want you to do. Okay. Number 1, track your CIPs, and I'll go over that in a second. Number 2, get to a live gather. Okay, or live gather events. And then number 3, attend all other live stream gathers. Okay. And I'll go over all these things and tell you why. Number 1, track your CIPs. Does everyone know what the CIPs are? Anyone not know? Okay. Some of you are new. Okay. Jill, is it okay if I go over that for a little bit? Okay.
Love that. Yes, please.
Okay. Connection, invitation, presentation, start. Like this is, you got to connect with somebody, invite them, have them watch a presentation, start them in the business or as a customer, then move on. Right. And that's what you do to grow this business. Every business I've ever run or anything I've ever done in life, you have a product. Okay. So and I'm not talking about a product like clothing. I'm talking about a product like, what are you going to produce? So for Kinsey, who's my social media manager, her product is an increasing number of likes and views on Fashion Friday. That's one of her products. Okay. That's a statistic. Okay. So you have a product. So for you, a product would be a brand partner or a customer on Style Club. That's your goal. And then you have your sub products. What are those things that help you get that product or that result? Your sub products are connections, invitations, presentations, and starts. Connections, invitations, presentations, and starts. Those things done 100% guaranteed lead to a brand partner. I promise you, no one can ever show me, here's my CIPs, I tracked them, nobody joined me. Like literally said no one ever once people started tracking. If you don't know how to track, your first thing is to go into the brand partner group on Facebook. And don't worry, we have an app coming out very soon here. You'll hear about it in the next few days. That's going to have all the onboarding and all of this for you. So you don't have to go to some Facebook group, which is kind of annoying, right? It's like going to be right in the palm of your hand. Oh, Jill's like, what did you just say? Okay. So I haven't even announced that yet. So you guys got a super sneak peek. So just shut your mouths. Pretend you didn't hear that. Jill's like, okay. The point of the story is here, guys, is right now, after this call, if you haven't done it yet, go to the brand partner group, Savvy Brand Partner Group. Jill can make sure you're in there. And then there is a series of videos. There's a welcome video with Ken and I, and then I go over exactly what to do. It's called your CIPs, connections, invitations, presentations. I didn't go over the start on that, but I will add that. Okay. So here's what this means. A connection is an authentic connection with a human being with no agenda. Okay. No agenda. Just go connect. Okay. You have some connections already. oftentimes in business, someone will look at their connections, a list. Like if you opened a gym, you would make a list of everyone you know, and you would say, okay, I'm going to start here. I need to get memberships for my gym. And you reach out to those people. And if they said no, you would say, okay, great. Let me go make some new connections. Let me go meet the local chiropractor. Let me go to the health food store. Let me go to the Costco on the aisle where everyone's buying the protein powder and talk to random people. Let me go make some flyers. Let me go to, like, you would go talk to people because you just invested tens of thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars, however much to open a gym, right? And you're like, I need to get people into my gym. I need to fill my doors. I need to grow my business, right? So it's no different. You wouldn't just say, oh, my friends didn't want a gym membership. Guess I should shut it down. Guess it doesn't work. No, you just didn't work enough. Like, let's just be honest and call a spade a spade. You just didn't work enough. So if you have a list of people and you reach out to 5 and all 5 said no, and then you say this doesn't work, that's not true. It means 5 people out of billions didn't want it. And those 5 people don't determine your destiny. They don't. Just because they say no does not define who you are, what's possible for you, right? So you make your list and those are your connections. And as you work those connections, you are always making new connections. Network marketing isn't about going to your network. It's about creating an ever expanding network. Growing any business is about creating an ever expanding network. If you're an entrepreneur, that's how Ken and I met, because we were expanding our network and we met, and that's how Savvy started. You always want to be making connections. Ken and I met, I was not open, guys. I was like, I'm not looking for anything. I'm totally happy in my life. Everything is perfect. I now have less time and less money, but I'm happier. But I wasn't like, oh, I'm looking for the next thing. I was completely content. But someone said, would you meet with Ken? Would you meet with this guy? I think you guys need to connect. I'm like, sure. I'm always open. Right? There's people out there that you'd say, I don't know if this brand is for you or not, but would you be open to checking out? They'll say, sure. And they may be like, what? I didn't even know I was looking for this. Like, how many times does that happen? But you don't know unless you have the connections. So you have your list of current connections, which you all should have. So that's another thing I want you guys to do. Make your list of all your current connections, everyone you ever know. Like, make that list. And don't you dare decide for them. That's so unfair. Like, give them that freedom of choice. So make your list of everyone you know, everyone you have a connection with. Okay. This is part of your tracking your CIPs. And then continuously be building new connections. Because it breaks my heart when people have these connections. They go through them and they say, everyone said, no, I have no one to talk to. I'm like, there's billions of people on the planet. There's people sitting at home praying for this and you're not talking to them because you have no one to talk to. Go connect. Like, that's your work here. Like, that's your work here. Okay. Make these connections. Then, and no agenda, just connect, just go connect. And then you invite. Invitations. When do you invite? You invite when you feel inspired. When does it come? I don't know, 5 seconds, 5 days, 5 weeks, never. That's fine. Invite when you feel inspired. Okay. I'm gonna give you 2 examples. Hold on, let me read Tanya. I was text Blixen today and almost decided it for someone, but then I realized it wasn't my decision. I sent the message anyway. She responded that I love that, Tanya. I'm so glad you took the ego out of it, right? Which is just fear. It's like, oh no, they wouldn't want, no, let them decide. Good job. I love that you posted that too. That's amazing. You never know. You never know what's going on in someone's life. Like, you genuinely don't know. You think you know, you don't. And like, be easy. Don't have judgment. Have grace. Like, everyone's struggling. No one's sitting here. Like, even the people that you think have it all figured out, they have their hard shit too. Everyone does, right? Everyone. So have grace and give people an opportunity and let them decide for themselves. And when they decide yes or no, let them choose yes or no. And if they say no, love them on their way out when they walk out the door. That's fine. Be a good example. Say, no problem. Maybe one day they'll change trade, maybe not. That's cool. Like, not for everyone. That's fine. Like, how you let them leave, they'll probably stalk you and come back. It's happened. Right? It's like, oh, wait, what? Take it away from them. No worries, not for everyone. They're like, wait, what? You're not going to sell me? Like, no, I don't convince. I want people that want it here. Like, if you want this and you're open, girl, let's talk. If you don't, I am not in the business of convincing. Like, you do you, boo, and like, let them be who they are. Maybe like, well, what do you mean? you're not going to sell me? Like just don't be attached to it. There are people praying for this, looking for this, that deserve this and want to be here. And that's who you need to find and who you will find. So connect, invite when you feel inspired, and then share the presentation. Maybe it's an info session. Maybe it's a recorded video. Maybe it's, I don't know, whatever it is that you're doing. Maybe it's a 3-way chat with Jill, whatever it is. I'll ask Jill in a second, but share the presentation. Share the presentation. I want to go back to connections, but first, Jill, what are you guys doing to connect? I mean, I'm sorry, to present.
So following this call, we're doing an info session. So we do presentations like, yeah, that's the main thing that I am driving, but I will always do, follow up with a 3-way chat phone call.
Okay. Anyone else drink out of massive mason jars, or am I the only one? I have them in all sizes. Okay. So, I love that because I love info calls, because now you're talking to people and you can just be real and it's fun and it's about the connection. And I don't care if there's 5 people on, you guys should start to get together doing, like, you guys should all be on all of Jill's info sessions. Why? You will resell yourself every time you get on, and you're going to be putting in the effort, and you should show up with a guest to every single one. Go to your list of connections and say, my friend Jill is popping on and doing this info session, sharing about this brand that I'm obsessed with. I think you're going to love. I have no idea. You may hate it. You may love it. I don't know what's going on in your life, but I want you to come on. You got 20 minutes? Just come on. If anything, I want you to meet this community. They're addictive. They're so positive and inspiring, and the clothes are super cute, or whatever you want to say, but just get them on. And they're going to say no or yes. That's fine. The only time they say no and it's weird is when you're weird. Like when you're like, so, hey girl, I was thinking of you, and that's not your language. Like, if that's not your language, if that's your language, say it. But like, you know what I mean? Like, just be you, be natural, stumble on your words. Tell them like if it's your good friend, you'd be like, Heather, Jill's doing an info call. And I told her I would get someone on. There's no way I'm going to show up and you're not on it. So I know, I'm doing the savvy thing, and you tell me you don't want it. I don't care. You haven't even seen it yet. You're coming on tonight. I mean, that's what I would say to my friend. You got to know who you are and who your people are and how you're sharing, right? So it's like, you got to be you. Like, that's why I'm like, don't just take a script and copy paste it. Like, have a connection, and that connection and the invitation can happen at the same time. Let me give you 2 examples. Okay, so I was at a yoga class. When the yoga class was done, I was like, wow, that was an awesome class. So I went up to the instructor and I said, that class was amazing. And she goes, thank you. And I go, my name's Jenn. I'm like, what's your name? She goes, Pam. I go, Pam, where'd you do your teacher training? Anyway, it turned into this whole conversation, which easily could have led into Savvy if I was a brand partner, right? Because she's like, oh, I love your outfit. I mean, it was like literally perfect. So, and I do these conversations all the time, which I've never prospected one person, and I won't, and I have to bite my tongue because I love prospecting. But I do these conversations because I want to put myself in your shoes. And then I want to see where is the friction, and I want to see how can I remove it. And then I think of tools to create, and then things from there happen. Right. So like, what do I wish I had when I was sharing with somebody? So, Joe, what time is your info call?
It's going to be in like 4 or 5 minutes, but I think we're good. Wait,
so I need to finish up in 4 minutes?
No, okay. You're good. Keep going. Because I told the people coming on that we were doing this. So you're good. Keep going.
Okay. Let me know if
I will. Okay. But I think it's good if they hop on and they see this is our community. I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So, anyway, so the point is that happened, right? And how you make a connection is, number 1, admiration. Like, you have to genuinely admire something in somebody. Like, think about when you met like your husband or like a friend, and next thing you know, there was an instant connection. Why? There was something that was admired. Like, there was something there that you were like, oh, I'm drawn to that. Like, I'm attracted to that. I admire that, right? Whether it's a girlfriend, a husband, whatever it is, there's something there that immediately puts a communication line in. And now communication can flow so easily because there's this admiration that's there. I loved her class. I told her, she felt good. We talked these things happen naturally. And if you're uncomfortable, do it. Like, if you're uncomfortable, go do it more, because we're all, like I said, we're all here on this planet with our struggles. Like, we can all use a conversation to just feel good. Like best case scenario, they partner with you and you guys travel the world. Worst case scenario, they say no and they just felt better about themselves because they had a connection and they enjoyed the conversation. Either way, it's a win. Either way, because we're about in this community being out there and being a good example, right? That's how you lead with love. So admiration, but also interest. Be interested in people. Don't waste your time trying to be interesting. Like go be interested in people. Ask them questions, find out about them. And if you're not interested in them, then you probably don't want to share with them, and that's fine. You don't have to invite everyone. You invite when you feel inspired. Like you invite when you feel inspired. So I want you guys to make connections with no agenda to ever share savvy. Just go out and connect with people, find things to admire, be interested. Okay. And then invite when you feel inspired and track this every day. You can watch the video. You're tracking tally marks. It's the only thing that's going to allow you to have self-accountability and self-responsibility and look down and say, I'm doing enough or I'm not. I'm doing enough or I'm not. I'm doing what it takes or not. And you can see, okay, I had this many connections to get this many presentations to get this. You know, you can look at the numbers and see what works for you, where you can improve your skill. If you're working this as a business, you want to have these kinds of business tools to work this as a business and to be smart about the business, right? And again, I think the biggest thing to take away is you don't know what people are thinking at home. You don't know what's going on in their life at home. They could be looking for this or not. That's their choice, not yours. So I want you guys to go watch that training and I want you guys to track. And then Jill, what we'll do is we'll give it a month and then we'll get back on. And everyone that tracks for a month, let's get back on and have that next conversation and dive deeper. So if you guys are all committed to doing that, then you let Jill know you're doing it. You're going to text a picture of your CIPs. You're going to be honest about it. You're going to do your tally marks. Go watch the video afterwards and it'll help show you what to do. And then we're going to get back on in a month and dive deeper. But the one thing I want to share before I pop off here is the gathers. Get to the gathers. Like it's not common that Ken and I get out on the road, right? And we're going to get out on the road and we're going to travel to all these different locations every single month starting in July to share with you guys. We have a different presentation for each one that we're going to. Plus you'll have top leaders there that are going to be sharing and training. And it's about the community. It's about building the belief. It's about connecting to the heart and realizing why we're really here and what we're here to do together. And you guys know what our logo means, moving forward together. We can't move forward alone. Like this company is about that co-creation. We don't move forward alone. We take responsibility for people outside of ourselves. That's what the logo means. So the only way we can move forward together is to be together. And that's why Ken and I decided we're getting on the road and we're going to be traveling. So I want you guys all tonight to please choose. I'm going to look for your names when I look tomorrow morning at who bought a ticket. I want you to look for the one that you can go to in person. I want to meet you. Ken wants to meet you. I want to hug you. And Heather and Jill will tell you we give really good hugs, but we want to meet you and we want to find out like, how can we support you? What can we do to help you take your business and your life to the next level? And we want you there. And then you're going to get to meet other leaders, other community members, best friends. There's nothing like coming to a Savvy event. And sometimes we do them for fun, like an incentive trip. Sometimes we do them for a convention, but these gathers have a very specific purpose that are aligned with helping us move forward together and move this company into a new level of momentum, and you're wanted there. So go watch the videos, track your CIPs, choose which one gather. You don't have to go to all of them. Choose one you're going to go to, buy your ticket, and then live stream the rest. And then Jill, I'm going to let you get on to your next call. I know you have probably some people here who want to check out Savvy, but I want you to get with the group here. And as everyone is tracking their authentic connections and having fun with this, whoever's doing it, let's get on again next month and do it again. Do you want to huddle again next month?
Absolutely. 100%.
And maybe we'll set a longer time so we have more time to connect.
Yes. Absolutely. I would love it if you're up for the team huddle and you're up for tracking the CIPs, I'd love for you to put it in the chat so we can know. And then obviously we'll connect one-on-one as well. But
put a one in the chat.
Yeah. Put a one in the chat. Yes. Thank you.
Put a one in the chat. So if you're on this call, she's like, we did this already. We put a one. Okay. Put a one in the chat. Okay, good. Tanya. Okay. Awesome.
Okay. I'm writing these down.
Wait, Casey's on here?
Casey just hopped on.
Casey! Yay! Just saw her put a 1. I'm like, of course she is. Yeah, put a 1 in the comments if you guys are like, yes, we're gonna track this. And then Jill's gonna write down all your names, and then you guys text her. Like Casey and I do this. It's like, text me your tracking. Like, show me your numbers. Like, not your numbers, but your tallies. Like, look,
Jenn,
it's just accountability.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So when tracking your CIPs,
Mhm.
do you wait and make a mark when you've basically done the whole process? Well, besides maybe the start, right? So you're basically after you, oh my gosh, can you say it again? The words that you use for the
I love you.
acronym.
Okay, so it's like you have
Connections,
connection, invitation, and presentation. And then top, you go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So you make a connection, 1, an invitation, 1. So it's over. I don't care if the same person was a connection, an invitation, and a presentation. That's 3 tallies. But then
Okay.
you total up your connections, you total up your invitations, and you total up your presentations. And I literally draw this out on my hand, like on the Facebook training. So rewatch that. Guys, it sounds so simple, but I promise you it's magic. It's putting your intention on it. It's putting you onto the right action of doing what it takes to grow. And rather than like waking up and being reactive to your day, you wake up and you're like, well, I guess I track. And you go make a connection and you track it and you find someone to invite. Like, you just get into the action, and that's all it takes. Like, that's literally all it takes.
I think it's good that I like how it's separated, because I wanted some clarification for people. I like how it's separated, so then you can really see, like, okay, I reached out to this, I talked to these many people. Where did it go from this amount of people that, where did it go after that? How many moved forward to the next level and then to the next level?
Yeah.
I think
100%, Heather. And watch the training, guys, because on there, it's like, oh yeah, totally. You can't have what you can't measure. Yeah, 100%. Like, you can't. Like, imagine we're not tracking sales and we're like, we're numbers. I don't know. How they work out, right? Yeah, right. Like, you have to be positive, and you can't cause something that you don't know about. You are effect to it. So now you're like effect to your business, and no one likes feeling like that. You want to be causative on it. You want to make a positive effect. It takes create. You got to pour life into it, right? So, Jill, was this good to get started?
Amazing. I'm so excited. Thank you so much for taking the time, Jenn. Like, I could not love you more. And I cannot wait to hug you again and see you and all the good stuff. So thank you for taking the time. I'm jazzed. We're going to do this 1 month from today.
Perfect. Let's do
All
it.
right.
Let's, you know what to do. You reach out to Anson, get in the calendar. We'll do it a month from today. And
Okay.
I adore you guys. And Wendy, thank you. And Casey, I'm so glad you popped on here. Guys, this is a beautiful team. We got beautiful leaders, and you guys have the most amazing company and opportunity. And we want to see all of you win and reach your goals and look good and feel good and do good. And when you have this magic of like who we are and what we're about, we will attract, like, the vibe will attract the tribe. It's not going to be for everyone, and that's okay. But if someone can feel and see who we are and they want to be a part of it, they're going to be a part of us changing the world. And when we are $1 billion brand with millions of women who are looking good, feeling good, and doing good, that's how we change the world, guys. There's a ripple effect there. So you're here for a reason. You're here for a purpose. And get to those gathers, Casey. Get to those gathers. Good.
I'm going.
You're speaking. I'm sure we're welcome Jill too. So get to those gathers, and Heather. So
Heather
get
speaking.
Heather speaking. So get to those gathers. Make sure you get your tickets. And I can't wait to see you guys all there. It's like a steal. It's like $29 for a live stream and $49. It's like we purposely were like, we are probably going to lose money on this, but we're still doing it.
Love it.
All right. Love you guys. I'll see you on tomorrow night on our kickoff call. And then of course we'll connect more intimately with those of you that put a 1 in the comment. Jill will set that up. Okay.
Okay, awesome. And that's a perfect segue into our info session. So thank you, Jenn, because we've got some guests on here right now.
Oh, amazing. Okay.
Yeah.
Listen to Jill. This girl's amazing.
Yay.
All right. Bye.
You are.
Awesome. I'm going